Click them on, girl. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you hang up? Okay, can you hear? I don't think you hear my mic. It's not on mute. Should be. Everybody, Trisha, can you hear? Hold on, the volume.
Can you?
You can hear Brian? We good?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we can. So how are you doing today? How y'all doing today?
We doing great. Great.
Okay. So basically, I wanted to together and do this topic on our children. A lot of people, they get into situations where they feel like they can't fight, for the youth or for children. So I just wanted to speak some things that we did or some things that we might could help in situations. So Trish, what you know, but that's the topic at hand that I wanted to discuss. Can everybody hear me?
Okay. And this is my. I think he might be frozen. I got an echo.
I'm good. I hear everything good.
You do? Okay. Huh?
I was asking Brian, could he hear? I just spoke or whatever.
It's kind of sketchy. But you can hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Hold on, let me leave out and come back in.
All right. Yeah, so it's kind of sketchy whenever cause see I can hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
All right. Yeah, so basically it's a good topic to bring up, with our children, and as far as if you've ever had to fight for your children, because a lot of times we take our children for granted. I feel like if I would have never got into the situation where my kids were taken, I would not be as careful and as cautious, and I would not give as much attention as I give now to my kids, because I know what it feels like to lose them, to the system. And before, I'm not gonna talk the whole time, but before, whenever the first time they got taken, it was like 9 or 10 years ago. I was drinking, and I was an alcoholic. I was partying. You know what I'm saying? Everything right, like have, making sure that I was dotting every I and crossing every T when it came to my kids. So if you've ever lost your kids or you ever had to fight for them, it's kind of like a wake up call for you, because they didn't ask to be here, and you just have to love them and take care of them and do right by them. And sometimes I feel like God allowed it to happen to me to wake me up. You understand? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to your to and add on to how many children do you have?
Well, I have 7 children. Yes, I have 7 children.
And that right there is a blessing itself. A lot of people, they can you've been a very upstanding mother. You know, raise your children the right way. They're very upstanding. I do that, and you before, it's very encouraging to see that you fought and you did everything that you needed, you know, to where you are now and have all 7 of your children, and that's a great testimony. And with with you, I've myself, and at one time, they petitioned the state because going through a domestic situation, and in that situation, because I was going through that, they tried to me, I was crazy. They tried to make me feel like all sorts of things because they couldn't put they self to understand why. To be honest with you, we're minorities. We're from a particular part, you know. Trying to make the situation, but when I went in there and I showed them my portfolio was and all the really made them look at me different, to the point where they petitioned in full custody. They take my children to full custody. So that was a fight that I had to endure, and I endured it. Attorney, he $5,000, but I was my own attorney, and I advocated. You know, you really have to advocate for yourself, and it's just a lesson that, you know, I can tell people my testimony and let them know I do have full custody of my children, and you do have your children. And I'm glad that we were able to partner up with Mr. Jehovia and speak of the and let us know what he did to, you know, gain his rights and as a African American community. So I'm honored to have you. I like to hear the story.
And from the story that y'all shared was very touching. Coming up, me and my mother, we helped a lot of women, drugs or going down the wrong path in life. I seen my mother and see those women become successful, great mothers. Things happen, shit happen, life can go left or right. Y'all women for coming out there, because a lot of people couldn't come out from. A lot of people couldn't even fathom how y'all are winning. It's tough, you know, and I salute you. Like, meeting women like yourself, they got a story to tell that keep them down, you know, and that's why I just believe sisters like y'all, man, y'all keep fighting, man. Then y'all putting that there's some children coming up with guidance that teaching their children about who they are as black people. The struggles of life, y'all, for that. Because guess what? My daughter might be dating one of your sons, might be dating one of your daughters. Positive foundation, you know. But I just want to give y'all that. But how me for a while, you know, we was together for about 2 or 3 years, and just to make the long story short, before we broke up, she always said the boy wants to live with me. And after it happened, my son was living with me, and a child support letter came in the mail, and you know, Brian is on child support. I'm like, my son right here. But anyway, made long story short, I got an attorney, full rights of my son. I got custody of my son. And my daughter, me and her mother just had an agreement. I'm from Mississippi, so when I moved to Texas, it'd be best for my daughter to get out of that environment in Mississippi and come to one stable, safe environment, you know, and stuff like that.
So
but
you
they
have
great
custody.
mothers.
Awesome.
Right now,
So you have
sorry.
custody of both of your children? So you have custody?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have 2 different baby mamas
See,
too.
That's impeccable. Strengths and see what we were trying to do. Going to college, we were working full time. So we had a lot of calls that were made to CPS to try to get our children. That I'm saying the other side of it to be able to help people. Even though it was later not allowed, I would love to be able to help other women in that situation and let them know that we can do it, because you know, a lot of times they make us feel like we can't do it, us men and women. Saying that a lot of times they try to advocate against us and not advocate for us, but we have to advocate. But I have quite an echo. Do you hear echo?
Go in and out, but I don't hear echo.
What about you? Better than blessed. I hear you now.
Yeah, I just put.
But I really commend you for your story, though. A lot of men, and I like to tell you that I thank you for what you have to do, and you being just women who feel like they can't. But this is basically 3 testimonies. Testimonies of people know that they can. We could have easily it's much easier to give up, but I had to do a lot of research. I had to do a lot of studying. I had to also prove that it wasn't true what happened. So games.
Yeah. Most definitely, man.
But once you're in the system, it's hard to get them out. So we as a community, I feel like whenever you see other kids out there doing things that they shouldn't be doing, I'm not saying you should chastise them, but you can speak a kind word into their ear to get them down the right path.
That's the thing that we have to do for our children, man. We gotta start, even when we see them out somewhere, we gotta say something positive to them. It starts at home, most definitely. But our children are the kids. So we got, when we see our black children now, we got to just say something to them. That's what I try to do. I try to speak positivity. I try to put game into their all the way a positive person like that. But I've been through some shit too, you know what I'm saying? But it just surface levels through some things, and I just try to give the young men guidance on. I know that shit look good, but it's not good for you. I know they make it look good, but it's not a good thing. They're gonna land you in prison. They don't tell what be going on in these prisons. It ain't cool sitting up there with a bunch of men, or in a cell with a bunch of men. People don't see that. Then when they get in trouble and they're in jail, it's too late.
Yep. A father is needed. It's like mother is needed. Both of them
Yeah.
are needed. And I noticed that all three of us too, we advocate for having they can be there.
Yeah.
The parents too, you know, if it can be done. Children communicate with their father. You know, one of them is incarcerated. He's gonna be incarcerated, and so a lot of mothers, you know, would try to get away from their dad, but I feel like deserve, you know, they want to be in their dad's life or not. So because it can scar a child, though, you know, can scar a child not having one of their children. I'm so those parenting figures too could help. Would you like to add anything better than
I'll
Bless?
just say that you hear me say that if I could add anything, power. And so like Gladly Chosen was saying, doing research and just if you happen to be in a situation where your kids are in jeopardy of being taken or have been taken, you to do research, not to salt and feel sorry for yourself, but you got to get up and do something. Me and my husband tore his down into little strips. You know, I said to try to and repaste it, you know, the truth. And what not.
Well, if y'all like, we can.
When you get in a situation like that, you have to do research, find out what the laws are. You know, sometimes it's untrue, and they done added a whole bunch of stuff to try to make. Yeah, so being a lot of times, feel like they're gonna discipline their children and do this and that, but even that's become hard. It's become hard for you to discipline them without them saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go tell somebody, or I'm gonna get you in trouble." You know, so it's really making it difficult for us to raise our children. We have to find multiple ways, you know, of just trying to stay sucker free, basically.
Free. We gotta put our children in good, you know, so they don't be to do anything to where we do have to might whoop them or discipline them. Man, they make it hard, you know, they make it hard to do, you know, but we still gotta talk to our children, man. We gotta tell our children, have the truth from our children, you know. We let YouTube, we gotta, like I was explaining to a parent the other day, children, that these rappers are not real. You know, like they are not fake. You don't have to emulate these people to get money. It's like the old cliche, oh, you can start a business, get a trade. You don't have to rob nobody. You don't have to get the woman bouncing up and down all the time. You don't have to get those. They are to follow in those footsteps, because that's a bad example. I went through life like that, mess with women, weed until I got older. But just wilding, kids didn't know, but well, I had fun, It was now I'm older now, I can't see myself doing that no more. In me to do that no more, cause now I see that what our women go. I worked at CPS in 2007. I totally
Wow.
understand where you're coming from. Yep. I'm Department of Human Services. Uh, so totally. I totally understand. But Mississippi a little different, lenient towards the mother than it is in what I know in Mississippi. They real laxed out there, so they not in people's children like this. It gotta be something real drastic. What I seen.
And we don't have many.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
No, you go. I'm sorry. I'm done talking. No, sister.
I don't have people seeing that really that role, and they try to advocate in children inside the home, and I think we should have also more people in there that's willing to show people and give them the knowledge and the tools that they need to be able to substantiate it out there you need, because they really didn't give me the tools that I needed. I had to pray, I had through the situation, spread the knowledge on. So I learned the way that I did learn, and I didn't fall for the tricks of the trade, because we could have all fell for it easily.
Most definitely. And let me clarify, I wasn't taking nobody working in the department, so but I seen a lot department part of it. I wasn't a
My mother
CPS
also,
worker,
my mother also worked in quite some time. Also asked me to be able to have my mom there too when I was going through that situation, and be able to as well. And because I was a young mother, to be honest with you, I was a young mother. My first child was at 20. I had your experience, and unfortunately, I was for the main most part myself. If I were to have a child, I would do things so much different, because I know the psychology of things now. Right? Still got Miss Better Than Blessed.
I didn't even hear you. It was in and
Do you still have a?
yeah, I still I'm gonna get ready to go ahead.
Okay.
So I got another meeting. But thank y'all for having me.
Okay.
I'll do this again real soon.
Well, that was that was a find a better, but I'm definitely gonna check this one out in the stream, and it should be there.
When you know what.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm about to end the stream
y'all be safe.
right now, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping in touch with both of y'all. YouTube Better Than Blessed.
Better Than Blessed Chronicles. Tell me what BrianJohovia. Hey, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Good night.
Y'all be safe. Y'all be easy now.
All right. Love and peace.